Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, it does not work without you guys. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods here on this Friday before Memorial Weekend. And man, I tell you, it's different Memorial Weekend. It's truly different. It used to be, and this is before the COVID, it used to be every year was Rolling Thunder. My neighborhood, the parkway and everything that goes by my house, you'd hear all the rumbles of motorcycles for days leading up to Memorial Weekend. All of the bikers would come in, and they would start at the Pentagon, and they would roll over Memorial Bridge to the Vietnam Memorial and ride back out. And I used to go down, every year. Joe Boo Sports was there, just watching all these motorcycles and stuff that would literally start out at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and it would literally take 5 or 6 hours for all of these motorcycles to go through. Because what it was about was, it originally started back, I think, in the early 80s, and it was for all of the POWs and missing in action soldiers. And it started out as a small protest that they went downtown, and it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing, and finally last year was the last year of it. So it's a little strange this year not hearing the motorcycles. In fact, it's a little strange in general this year because of everything that's going through. I know it sucks, the whole concept of having to stay home or keeping your distance and things. I like to think of it like this. If for the next 6 months or a year, I'm unable to go to the beach or go to the movie theater or go on a cruise or go on a trip, will that kill me? Will that kill me if I have to wait? I don't think it will. But the thought of the possibility that maybe it could, I'm okay with putting it off. And that's the way I think we need to understand as we go through. It's better to err on the side of caution. I've never been one of those guys that jumps out of an airplane, and all that. So I'm going to be a little bit on the safe side. Maybe some of you guys are the ones that'll jump out of the airplane, Jet. But I'm not. But even Jet, he ain't risking it. He ain't taking any chances he doesn't need to. So we'll move on, because that's not what we're here for, and that's what a lot of you aren't here for. So CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb, who literally already has made Eagle fans cry, originally had picked the number 10. And CeeDee, after finding out some of the history and stuff behind the 88, decided he wants to be part of that tradition. And see, this is what's kind of crazy, and I think about this, because CeeDee he's a little baby. He's a little baby. He was born in 1999. In 1999, it was just the faintest of, can't think of the word. There was very few pieces that were left from that 90s dynasty. That team was 8-8. And that was leading to the Dave Campo era, where we're going 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. So for CeeDee Lamb, and for a lot of you out there, you don't understand what the Dallas Cowboys once were. See, the Dallas Cowboys under Jason Garrett, for more times than not, instead of finding impossible victories, instead of taking victory out of the jaws of defeat, they would find ways to lose. Big leads, gone. Letting a guy like Matt Flynn come back from a 26-3 deficit. Missing a field goal, fumbled snap in overtime. In playoffs. We would find ways to, but that's not what the Dallas Cowboys were. So I just want to give you guys a little taste of what used to be. And the funny thing about this is as I watch this, you know it's in low depth, okay? I remember seeing this live, because I'm old. But this was the Dallas Cowboys versus the Minnesota Vikings in the playoffs. Playoffs? You're talking about playoffs? Yes. Let's go to this highlights up in here.
2 records, 7 of the last 8 years. They've won the Central Division Championship. The Cowboys in the playoffs, 9 of 10 years. Again, he goes to the corner. This one's a high one. Harris is back. Boy, he almost got hit by it. And it looks like the Cowboy touched it. Fred McNeil picked it up. They're going to rule it down at the 4-yard line. We have a 3rd and goal now at the 1. Trying to drive in, and in for the touchdown. 7-0. Play action by Sabat. Look out, here's Eller. He completes it to Preston Pearson, and Pearson has the first down. I give to Dennison, and he's in. He is in for the touchdown. It's a 7-7 game. Sabat to Newhouse to the 20, and Newhouse to the 17-yard line. 3rd down. Preston Pearson, and he made a fine catch. He's going to be short, however. Waters to hold, and Fritz's kick is good. The Dallas Cowboys have taken a 10-7 lead. Cardinals. Chuck Foreman, he's got the first down to the 43-yard line. Grant, it's Foreman. Foreman makes the move. Gets away from Peterson to the 30. Washington asking for some quiet. Grant giving up. McClanahan, and he's in. 13-10 the score, and it's now 14-10.
14-10. 4th and 17.
Down here, Bill Pearson.
Bam.
And did he make the catch? He did. He made the catch. 32.
Did you see that? 4th and 17. Let me see if I can run that back.
10 the score, and it's now 14-10. 4th down, 17. Rodgers going down here, Bill Pearson.
Boom.
And did he make the catch?
He made the catch. 4th and 17. And here we go. Hail Mary.
He is going.
Look at that. Look at that.
He got it. Touchdown. I didn't know it.
Look at that.
I don't believe it. He just threw the ball over the scoreboard. I don't believe it. The ball was thrown short, and the defender was not watching, and Pearson came back to make the catch for him. Boy, what a play that was. What a ball game, huh? So the Dallas Cowboys move in to the championship game of the NFC.
Wow. So, CD, that's the original 88, Drew Pearson. Drew Pearson, who, it's a travesty that he's not going into the Hall of Fame yet. One of the cornerstone wide receivers in the Dallas Cowboys history. You, my friend, have those shoes to fill. But if it were just that one, hey, that would be hard. But we also got Michael Irvin, too. And, of course, we got Dez. So understand that when you're stepping into this, you're stepping into a big pair of shoes. And see, this is the thing that I don't know that a lot of you, and especially players, because I keep forgetting how young you guys are, understand what wearing that star means, about the history behind it, the sacrifices that those guys made that made this team America's team, that even though we haven't been into a championship game in 25 years, are still the biggest money maker out there. So understand, it's your job to carry on that legacy, to get this team back where it once was, and carve your spot in that number, 88. You know what the funny thing is? It's a good thing that Roger Staubach isn't playing right now. It's a good thing that Roger Staubach isn't playing right now. Because if he were Dak Prescott and on that pass that ended up being the Hail Mary that won the game, they would have said, well, Dak threw it short. It's a good thing the receiver came back and got that because he sucks. Another day. And I'm sure more hate will come out against Dak Prescott. I'll see. Can't wait to hear what the talking heads have to say to throw Dak under the bus again. But CD, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys. You've already made a fan of me because you made the Eagles cry. I'll see you guys soon.